Hey everybody, I'm Mama Baird and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing two of Vever's products. Now these products get me out of the kitchen and into the garage. One of them is a portable diesel heater and the other one is a spray tank that you can use to refurbish furniture. I'm super excited to give these a try, but I'm actually going to hand this over to husband and he's going to be the one trying these out. Before we get over to the garage though, please make sure to give us a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Every like, comment, share, it really helps support me and my channel. Thank you so much, guys. All right, let's get to the garage and let's see what husband thinks.
Well, hey guys, I didn't see you there. For those of you that don't know, I'm Husband Baird, and today I'm working on this dresser that a friend of ours gave us. Believe it or not, we have not had a dresser since we moved out here to Montana. So I'm going to get this cleaned up today, and we're going to give it some paint later on, and try to get us a dresser in our bedroom, because it's kind of crazy. But that's not what I'm here to show you today. Today, I've got a new product from Vever. This is their 8 kilowatt diesel heater, and I think it's just fantastic. I've got it running in here, keeping our garage nice and warm. So let me show you a closer look here. All right, so like I mentioned, this is Vever's 8 kilowatt diesel electric hybrid heater. And as you can see, it's got a really nice stainless steel exhaust tube here. I actually had it running out of our garage door underneath, and that worked fantastic to keep the fumes outside from the diesel. It has a fresh air intake here, and then our adjustable hose here that the hot air comes out of, so you can point that any direction you want. It swivels. You can point it any way you want and have that hot air directed directly at you. Now they kind of intend this for like RVs, cars, semi-trucks, stuff like that, where you're heating an area up to 300 square feet is what it's recommended for. But I found it actually did a really good job here in our garage, which is not heated, and we normally keep the heat in here off and everything because I really don't use it very often. But this did a great job, and I'll kind of show you here in a second on our thermostat what the temperature is outside versus what it is in here after having it running for about 30 minutes. So did a really good job. Speaking of runtime, so it's got a 1 gallon, 1.3 gallon, I think, diesel capacity, and they say that'll run for 8 hours, which I ran it for about 45 minutes to an hour, and it barely used any up here, so I think that's pretty accurate. So I actually have it running on our 12 volt UPS power bank behind the dresser here, and under full load it was drawing about 40 watts. During startup it was closer to 100, 120, but once the heater and the igniter and everything in it shut off, once the burn had begun, it was drawing about 40 watts. So very low power consumption once it's up and running, and it looks like that diesel would last a full night, you know, at full blast. So I'll show you real quick our thermometer over here. There we go. So it is 40 degrees outside right now and almost 60 in here. So that was running it for about 45 minutes. So I would say that is pretty good. Another neat feature I like about this is it has a wireless remote. So up to 30 feet away, they say, you can power on the unit. You can change the heat level. It has 10 selectable levels of heat. We'll crank that all the way up. It has a manual timer. You can set different temperature just like a thermostat. You can set it for a time delay, however long you want it to run, and all sorts of neat features in here. It's on and off. There we go. There's our levels. Yeah, and it's on manual mode right now. Alright, I went ahead and fired it back up. I apologize, it may be a little difficult to hear me over the blower motor. Our microphone is not the best, but this thing puts out some serious heat. Like, you can barely hold your hand in front of that for a few seconds, so it's very toasty, putting out a great amount of heat. There's no fumes, there's no smell in here or anything. All of the diesel exhaust is kept outside with the stainless steel exhaust hose there, so that is fantastic. I'm very impressed with this unit. And stay tuned here. I'm going to be doing another quick little Vever review as I finish up this dresser. We're actually going to be spraying some paint on it, so don't go anywhere. Alright guys, Husband Baird here. I'm back today. We've got another Vever product review for you. I got the dresser all nice and clean here. We didn't really do any sanding because it's pretty smooth. We just gave it a good clean, got all the dirt out of the nooks and crannies and whatnot. And it's up to temperature now here in the garage, nice and warm. That Vever diesel heater did a great job of getting it up to almost 65 degrees in here when it's below 40 outside, so that did wonderful. So today I've got Vever's, they call this their powder coating machine. It's actually a paint sprayer that you can use for powder coating, deck stain, home interior paint, exterior paint, all sorts of stuff. Basically, if it's a liquid and you can pressurize it, this will spray it. So it's pretty neat. It comes with two separate spray guns here. One with a 4mm nozzle, which is the one I have here, and one with a, I think, 1.5mm nozzle. So that's for a little bit thinner of liquids, depending on what you're spraying. So I've got this one all set up already. We've got some bare interior paint in here, just regular old latex paint that works really good for this. And I've already got everything set up. I do have to say I'm not a huge fan of these hoses that they selected to use. This is like a generic clear PVC hose, and it's really stiff. So it'd be better if it had something like a more of a silicone type hose or something like that that's a little more flexible and doesn't coil up. But overall it works really good anyhow. So I've got this regulator here installed on top. I've got my paint in here. I've already got it pressurized with my little compressor over there, which will probably kick on, so you won't be able to hear me during the actual painting, but you can watch and see how easily this works. It did a really good job. I already did one side over here, just kind of testing it out. So I'll give you a closer look real quick. You can see down here, we've got our pressure regulator up here. I've actually got it set to about 30 psi right now. Got 30 psi on the dial there, completely adjustable. And then our air source over here. And you just clamp these down so the whole pot is pressurized right now. So you can put all sorts of liquids in here and spray to your heart's content. So we're going to give it a shot. And just like that, we've got a brown dresser. It did take me a couple of times spraying it and then waiting for my compressor to charge back up, just because it's a small compressor and you got to keep that pressure up to properly atomize the paint. So I've got a couple of thick spots here on the top that we will sand and then repaint later, but the texture here along the front and everything is phenomenal. It is smooth. There's no runs. Did a great job. I am very impressed with this thing. So for cleanup, I just filled it up with hot water and ran it through the lines there with some pressure into some buckets you can see there, but the lines cleaned out really nice. So I'm excited to use this thing for future projects. It did really great laying down this latex bear paint here on this dresser. So we're gonna get some handles put on this thing and get it inside and start using it.
Well, if husband approves, then I think you will approve as well. So if this is the kind of products you are looking for, please make sure to use our link and check them out for yourself. Thank you so much for coming along and watching, guys. I'll catch you next time on Mama Baird's.